The County Board of Education to order. At this time, I would like for ask Dr. Doyle if she would do a roll call for us, please. Did I do that too quick?
Is that Thunder again?
Yes. Ms. Frances Boomer,
Here.
Ms. Naomi Clark,
Present.
Ms. Stephanie King,
Here.
Mr. Carl Ipock,
Present.
Ms. Kelly Muse,
Here.
Ms. Kim Smith.
Here.
We have 6 members present, 0 absent. We have a quorum, Chairman.
Thank you. And at this time, I will, are there any amendments to the board's agenda?
Chairman, I just want the board to know that there is a closed session that was added. It was omitted. So it is at the end of the agenda and it's on it is item N.
Okay. Thank you.
Chairman, I have 2 items I'd like to add, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, actually, one is a question. So since the agenda is different than some of the things that we discussed in the work session, it has been changed without any knowledge of the board, but it was work that we had discussed in the work session. They weren't completed and we didn't vote on them, but the superintendent had pulled some items off of one of our topics. And I'm wondering, does she have the authority to do that without the board's prior knowledge of just deciding to do that, since she is the secretary for the board and it is work that we had discussed in closed session in our work session? And the other thing that I would like to discuss is an email response today from 2 board members where they want to be excluded from emails pertaining to board business. And I don't know if we need to do that in open session or in closed session.
I would suggest that be held in open session.
Me too.
Yes. So make your motion, because I don't know what
Well-
you're asking for.
Well, I think it's a point of clarification. The superintendent and her designees submit to us the HR report, and it comes to us for approval. So she is the originator of it, or her staff, and that's what we get to vote on, what she
Right.
presents. So I'm not sure I see what the issue is.
So the answer to the question is, yes, she does have the authority to make, to remove what items that they want to be removed. Is that what we're saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This isn't an unusual circumstance. Over the years, we've had discussion that led to things being pulled for additional information or time. And the administration took the action. But for us, it is a document that's presented to us by the superintendent for our action. And we get to vote it up or down.
Madam Chairperson, I would just like Mr. Gatto to rule on that.
That's what I kept looking, trying to make eye contact.
I'm waiting to be called on.
Okay.
So those things that originate from the superintendent with regard to her recommendations, she has the ability to pull those recommendations. That is, she does not have the ability to unilaterally change all or any part of the agenda. Your board policies cover the rest of the agenda, but if it is her recommendation, she has the ability to pull her recommendation.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Gatchell.
What was your second part of your?
Some responses to some emails today where a couple of board members would like to be excluded from board business was a response.
Yes, I would very much like to speak to that. I feel very uncomfortable, especially in light of all the calls for transparency, that board business is being conducted via email. We're cautioned against that, and I don't want to be involved in anything that circulates to all the board members for us to weigh in on, because I believe Mr. Gatchell might need to read us in on this also. To my thinking, that's constituting a forum in which we exchange ideas that are related to board business. That's supposed to be done in this venue. And so I get real uncomfortable when I get that. Now, if any board member sends something to me singularly, that's, I believe, a different case. But when it comes to all of us, and there's the potential for any one of us inadvertently to weigh in on it, that's constituting what I see as a opportunity to meet in an email forum that's not open to the public, and that's contrary to what we're supposed to be doing.
And I did not read my email this afternoon because I had other things going on, and so that would be something. So from Mrs. King's expression, she does not know what's going on either.
I think I
But she
glanced some emails, but I didn't see anything about anyone wanting to not be included, I guess.
Well, what I was hoping for we might get is clarification
Right.
from Mr. Gatchell as to what we can exchange among ourselves and not cross the line of entering into a forum-type discussion that should be here.
So I'd be happy to give you my advice on that in closed session.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So we don't have any amendments to the agenda. All right, if there are none, I will ask for a motion to adopt the February 18th, 2021 board meeting agenda.
So moved.
It
Second.
has been moved and second that the board will adopt the February 18th, 2021 board agenda. Question, are you ready for the question? All those who are in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same? All right. Motion passes. We are very happy to be here tonight, and we would like to share with you at this time the Craven County School vision. We envision a public education system that challenges all students as learners and prepare them to imagine and create a successful life, values educators and empowers them to inspire and spark innovation in every student, leads in education and community engagement, and invites all students, their families, and all members of the community to work together to support public education to the benefit of our students, our community, our nation, and our world. Our mission, together, and I like the word together, with our families and community, Craven County Schools will educate all learners to personal, professional, and civic success through challenging and personalized instruction. We had focused on One Delta at our last meeting, and that was more community engagement and also all members in attendance for the full meeting. Our core value, system perspective, visionary leadership, student-centered excellence, organizational learning and agility, valuing people, focus on success, managing for innovation, management by fact, societal responsibility, delivering value and results, ethics, and transparency. And at this time, I will call on Vice Chairman Kimberly Smith to review our ground rules, the bin item process, and safety procedure in the event of an emergency with the attendees of the Board of Education meeting at this time.
Thank you, Chairman Boomer. Reading ground rules are post and approve the agenda, listen as an ally, one person speaks at a time, respect each other, no sidebars, everyone participates, stay on task, start and stop on time, schedule appropriate breaks, evaluate at the end of each meeting, and if everyone can make sure that your electronic devices, cell phones, and everything, it can beep, alarm, or go off, if you could make sure those are on silent right now, that'd be great. A bin item is just if you have an off-task thought and you don't want to forget it, put it on the yellow sticky, put it out here, and we'll make sure that Chairman Boomer make sure they're addressed before the meeting is over so nobody leaves with anything not addressed. Our safety procedures for the tornado, we would split the room between Mr. Salvera and Mr. Gatchell. To the right, we would go into the interior hallway here. To the left, we would go into the interior hallway. We'd get down, protect our heads, and You should probably pay really close attention to that since the weather lately. As fire, we're going to split the room the same way. To the right, go out into the parking lot. To the left, go into the furniture store parking lot next door until all is clear. If we were to have an intruder and the intruder was not in this room, we would lock the doors down. We would lock down the doors, alert the building, and call for help. If the intruder is in the building, we are going to do everything we can to take care of each other, alert the building, and call for help as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much. At this time, we would like to recognize our Craven County Principal of the Year, Ms. Eleanor Patrick at Oaks Road Middle School, at Oaks Road Elementary School. Craven County School Teacher of the Year, Gail Hardy, New Bern High School. Our Military Liaison, Ms. Letha Palmer. Craven County Schools Military Liaison Council, Ms. Valerie Nasser. Partners in Education Executive Director, Darlene Brown. And we are very honored tonight to recognize the newest addition to the Craven County School Board. We would like to celebrate Mr. Victor Dove, and he would occupy the seat formerly held by County Commissioner Beatrice Smith. So we are very happy that he is with us tonight. Thank you, Mr. Dove. Welcome aboard. That would be the last time when you don't have anything to say. Moving forward, you will. And at this time, we call on our attorney, Mr. Brian Gaucho, who will offer the invocation for the meeting.
Board members, if you'll please pray with me. O holy God, we humble ourselves before you, coming to you in prayer. We pause to lay before you ourselves, our hopes, our dreams, our frustrations, and our anger, keenly aware of your sovereignty over our lives and our failures in living them. Even as we kneel before you, anoint us with your mercy and lift up our eyes to your grace. Shine your redemptive light on us that we reflect the love that you have shown to us, that our attitudes towards each other and to the task you set before us would be changed to demonstrate the benevolent plan you desire to share with each one and with this school system. As your people, holy and dearly loved, we commit to clothe ourselves with compassion, with kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Forgiven by your mercy, we devote ourselves to bear with one another and to forgive the grievances we have against another. So transformed, may we live lives of reconciliation, not as a political position, but in a posture of compassion. And with these virtues, we will choose this day to love, that we would be bound together in perfect unity by the strength of your most holy name, in which we pray. Amen.
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 At this time, I would like for everyone to join me as we do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
And at this time, we will have our character word and core value for February. I would like to recognize students Bailey Bryan, Abby Dale, CJ Hunbarrow, Carolina Kowalski, Autumn Williams, and Carly Wilson from West Craven High School for the character word and the Craven County Schools core value for the month of February. Our February word, the word of the month is integrity. And the Craven County Schools core value for this month is ethics and transparency. So let us sit back and enjoy what they have to present to us tonight.
What is integrity? People with integrity tell the truth and act in a sincere way. Integrity is more than just being honest, it's acting ethically, consistently, and in a trustworthy manner. Integrity is a foundational moral virtue and is the bedrock upon which good character is built.
Acting with integrity means understanding, accepting, and choosing to live in accordance with one's principles, which will include honesty, fairness, and decency. A person of integrity will consistently demonstrate good character by being free of corruption and hypocrisy.
Speaking the truth and acting in a sincere way, integrity is treating people equally and taking responsibilities for your feelings and actions. It is easy to see when others are not acting with integrity, but often difficult to consistently act with integrity ourselves.
In order to build integrity in others, one must be a leader. By setting the right example and showing how having integrity benefits your life, others will see and want to follow in your footsteps. Building social and emotional learning skills such as integrity requires face-to-face interaction, meaningful discussion, and reflection. There are tools that can supplement the development of character both in the classroom and from home.
With digital technology amplifying social interaction and expression, it's more important than ever to promote, practice, and model integrity in our classrooms, in our professional positions, and always online. As role models, we have an enormous obligation to do what's right. When we fail, there can be harsh consequences for ourselves, our students, and our communities.
Integrity, of course, extends beyond cheating on tests. It includes taking responsibility for your actions, respecting others, and having the courage to stand up for what's right and against what's wrong. We practice these skills so that our actions will be consistent with our beliefs, and so we'll be able to listen to others' feelings and concerns without judgment. Applaud them for taking action with regard to their values and principles, especially when no one is watching. Model integrity through your own actions and hold yourself accountable for mistakes. Make sure the technology you use doesn't take place of, but instead supplements face-to-face interaction.
Next, what is transparency and how does it relate to integrity? Transparency is operating in such a way that it is easy for others to see what actions are being performed. It implies openness, communication, and accountability.
Transparent workplaces facilitate healthy relationships among people. Building a strong relationship involves open communication, honesty, regular feedback, respect, admitting mistakes and wrongdoing, and offering praise. Sound like integrity?
Transparency implies there is integrity. It is important in our personal lives and our entire school system at all levels, as we are responsible for ourselves and our stakeholders. So how can we increase transparency? Improve trust.
Healthy two-way communication between district and school leaders, students, and families is more likely to occur when transparency is an established value. Facilitate a culture of openness. As leaders, consider all possible alternatives when making decisions. Focus on cultivating your listening skills as you elicit feedback from others to ensure solid relationships with them, in addition to providing qualitative feedback. What's another way to increase transparency?
Boost engagement to build a culture of transparency. Make sure everyone understands their role and its importance to our vision and to achieving our goals. Explain reasons for new policies and work to gain the support of others. Working to build a culture of transparency can be a tool in helping to develop integrity in every stakeholder: student, parent, community member, teacher, administrator, staff support, and every other person that's a part of Craven County Schools.
Let's give them a hand. All right, we are so thankful they have reminded us. You know, sometimes we just have to examine ourselves to make sure that we are on the right track. We have certainly been given a brief lesson tonight about transparency. So and integrity. So we appreciate that. At this time, I also like to let those young people know that we do have certificates of appreciation for you. And we're going to ask your principal, Mr. Wallace, if he will come by Central Services to pick them up for you. And we do have them that will be available to you. And once again, we appreciate you doing that, taking your time from your schedule to do that take for us. And at this time, I would like to call on Vice Chairman Kim Smith to facilitate the February Board of Education recognitions.
Thank you, Chairman Beamer. I'm going to begin by calling on our Director of Public Relations and Communications, our award-winning Director of Public Relations and Communications, Ms. Jennifer Wagner, to help us celebrate Black History Month here in Fayetteville County.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening. I am honored to kick off our this evening. And February is a month full of many worthy and special recognitions celebrated by our staff, our students, our families, and the community. National School Counselors Week, Love the Bus, Valentine's Day, President's Day, CTE Month, but the most impactful are the lessons focusing on Black History Month. Our school leaders and educators look forward to incorporating history, stories, and voices of accomplished African-American individuals throughout the curriculum. These uplifting lessons take place in multiple subjects from elementary to high school and include English, history, science, dance, art, and music, to name a few. Students learn the importance of honoring and celebrating the contributions and achievements of African-American men and women, not just during this month, but throughout the entire school year. We hope you enjoy this brief video showcasing the work of our students taking place in our schools to educate, celebrate, and reflect upon Black history, while all of our schools have meaningful lessons focusing on this important month. This is just a small glimpse of their experiences in the classroom. And we have thoroughly enjoyed collecting our photos and videos that have been sent in from the school, and many of them haven't had a chance to complete their lessons since we're, of course, in the middle of the month. So we hope you enjoyed this video.
She wasn't coming back in.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you for putting that together for us, Ms. Wagner.
Wow.
And I'd encourage everyone to look at the school's individual Facebook pages and social media accounts because they're all sharing great work the students are doing, not only this month, but every month. So lots of good news in Craven County Schools and opportunities for us to share that. That's just one example. So now we'll move into the staff recognition. And I will call on Board Member Stephanie King to recognize the staff earning advanced degrees.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Let me get my eyes straight.
Understand.
As a district, we believe that the professional growth of our employees is essential to achieving performance excellence. Just as we celebrate the accomplishments of our student leaders inside and outside of the classroom, likewise, we celebrate the achievement of our adult classroom and school leaders as well. Employees who earn advanced degrees show commitment to the vision of the school district. Completing a program of study reflects their desire to be involved in professional growth to increase their impact on student learning or to assume positions as school leaders. This is also applicable for our student assistants who return to school, complete a degree, and obtain a teaching license. This year, we are excited to recognize the following employees for advancing their learning and expertise in education. We have the following people to recognize, educators to recognize on tonight. Michelle Whitehead from New Bern High School, Masters of Special Education. Tracy Monroe, also from New Bern High School, Masters in Executive Leadership Studies. Matthew Hish, New Bern High School, Masters of School Administration. Aaron Williams, New Bern High School, Masters of Fine Arts. Ronald Fry, New Bern High, Doctorate of Performing Arts. Antoine Pittman, New Bern High, Educational Leadership, Curriculum and Instruction. From H.J. McDonald, we have Chrisley Hazlitt with a Master's of School Administration. Melissa Hargis, Masters of Art in Teaching Science, grades 5 through 12. And Hannah Moore is also from H.J. McDonald, receiving a Master's of Music Education. We have for Roger Bell, New Tech Academy, the following recipients: Beth Roberts, receiving a MAT in Elementary Education. Alicia Gouge, if I mispronounce it, I apologize. Master's in School Counseling. Katie Chadwick, Master's of School Administration. Whitney Hernandez, Master's of School Administration. From Arthur Edwards, we have Laura Lambert, a Master of Curriculum and Instruction for Elementary Education. Jenny Leonard, Master's of Instructional Media. From Bendy Quinn, we have two recipients, Wayne Mueller with his Master's of School Administration. We got a lot of school administrators coming up. Good.
They're already in spots.
They're already in spots. Very good.
Many of them are. Yeah.
Good. Erica Sowers, Masters of Communication in Science and Disorders. From Vanceboro Farm Life, we congratulate Alex Corley with a Master's of Science degree in Exercise Science and Health Promotion. From Grover C. Fields, Glenda Furlow with a Master's of Professional Studies. Creekside Elementary is celebrating Julian Musa with the educational specialist with administration license. And for West Craven High School, we have recipients Leanne Mill with a Master's of School Administration. Vernon Collins, Master's of Special Education. Malvetta Collins, Master's of Secondary Education. And Jennifer Dale from West Craven High School as well with a Postmaster's Certificate in School Administration. And we applaud and celebrate all of our recipients of tonight. Wonderful.
Thank you, Ms. King. Now I'll call on Board Member Kelly Muse to recognize an outstanding educator during Career and Technical Education Month.
So tonight, in honor of Career and Technical Education CTE Month, we would like to celebrate one of our amazing educators, Miss Amy Spence. She is a health science education teacher at West Craven High School. During her tenure at West Craven, she has taught and mentored hundreds of students to prepare them for life after high school. Ms. Spence embodies the characteristics of a CTE teacher in supporting her students and colleagues. Although still officially a beginning teacher, she has done a tremendous job in supporting the CTE program at West Craven High School. She always has a smile on her face, is willing to help others, and has a desire to make a positive difference in the lives of her students. Ms. Spence's dedication to her students, their success, and the CTE program is evident across her school. Several of her colleagues recognize the impact that Ms. Spence is having on her students, the West Craven campus, and our district. According to her colleagues, Ms. Eileen Faree, Amy Spence has been a tremendous asset to West Craven High School CTE from the day she started. Amy sets high standards for her students and always goes the extra mile. She is always willing to help any of her colleagues. Amy became an active advisor in Skills USA, encouraging students to join and become active participants of the club. In addition, she spearheads several blood drives and other community-related activities for her students. Ms. Patricia Morris, a veteran West Craven High School teacher, adds, Amy has done a tremendous amount of good for our CTE program during her short time at West Craven High School. She has gone above and beyond her basic teaching role and reached out to help in many ways. She has helped Ms. Morris create a website for her students during remote learning. Ms. Morris adds, there have been times I have warned her to learn to say no. However, she keeps finding a way to help get the job done for my students. In my book, she is one of a kind. Finally, Mr. Keith Morris states, Ms. Spence worked so hard last spring to ensure her students had the opportunity to complete the requirements for CNA certification. Her actions opened the door to many students who become self-sufficient with good jobs in the medical field right out of high school. Her classroom is often the hub of high school activity for the medical science students. Ms. Spence does not view her job as just teach a curriculum, but to also provide all of the social and emotional support her students need as they transition from children to young adults. Thank you, Ms. Spence, for your dedication and unconditional commitment and support for CTE, your students, your colleagues, and for West Craven High School. Thank you, Ms. Spence.
Thank you, Ms. Muse. And now I'll call on Board Member Naomi Clark to recognize the work of our school counselors.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. National School Counseling Week, sponsored by the American School Counselor Association, was celebrated from February 1st through the 5th to focus public attention on the unique contribution of professional school counselors and how students are different as a result of what school counselors do. National School Counseling Week highlights the tremendous impact school counselors can have in helping students achieve school success and plan for a career. School counselors are actively engaged in helping students examine their abilities, strengths, interests, and talents, work in partnership with parents as they encounter the challenges of raising children in today's world, focus on positive ways to enhance students' social, personal, educational, and career development, and work with teachers and other educators to provide an educational system where students can realize their potential and set healthy, realistic, and optimistic aspirations for themselves. Professional school counselors are certified, experienced educators with a master's degree in guidance and counseling. The combination of their training and experience makes them an integral part of the total educational program. According to the American School Counselors Association, school counselors work with all students to remove barriers to learning by addressing students' academic concerns, career awareness, and post-secondary options, and social emotional skills. Comprehensive school counseling programs help to increase student achievement and provide a much-needed resource for students, parents, teachers, and administrators. School counselors are, again, an integral part to student success. Tonight, we recognize the following school counselors for their hard work and tireless efforts to help guide our students into their future. Beth Windsor, Arthur Edwards Elementary. Sarah Foster, A.H. Bangert Elementary. Jennifer Matlin, Bindi Quinn Elementary. Casey Mitchell, Bridgeton Elementary. Natasha Arbella Fredericks, Brinson Memorial Elementary. Jody Scoggins, Creekside Elementary. Amanda Hurst, Graham A. Barden Elementary. Sarah Joyner, Havelock Elementary. Roxanne Wheeler, J.T. Barber Elementary. Jennifer Jones, James W. Smith Elementary. John Carroll, Oak Roads Academy. Angeline Fields, Oak Roads Academy. Alicia Gouge, Roger Bell, New Tech Academy. Reva Martin, Roger Bell, New Tech Academy. Kimberly Little, Trent Park Elementary. Caitlin Hatcher, Vanceboro Farm Life Elementary. Susan Heyman, W.J. Gerganis Elementary. Linda Jackson, Grover C. Fields Middle. April Hall, Grover C. Fields Middle. Jen Williams, H.J. McDonald Middle. Jordan Alsbrook, H.J. McDonald Middle. Michelle Bowman, Havelock Middle. Patricia White, Tucker Creek Middle. Candace Stokes, West Craven Middle. Christopher Hastings, West Craven Middle. Aaron Blaylock, Craven Early College. Debbie Sabin, Early College East. Andrea Howard, Havelock High. Christy Mendez, Havelock High. Lindsay Slocum, Havelock High. Heidi Ricks, New Bern High. Dale McAllister, New Bern High. Joel Coleman, New Bern High. Brandon Blunt, New Bern High. Cody Krager, West Craven High. Melissa Hastings, West Craven High. Delzora Clark, West Craven High. Finally and lastly, Valerie Nasser from the district. And we congratulate and appreciate and thank you all. Thank you. Yes.
Let me keep going with the summary. And that's
Yes.
all of our celebrations. And we will move into the Board of Education summary from our work session on Tuesday. And I'm going to own it, guys. There's typo in it. So if you want to send me, then I did the typo. Don't blame staff. That's mine. We met on Tuesday. The items that we received as information only were the Director of Career and Technical Education, Ms. Holly Tolston, presented a CTE update and shared CTE month celebrations. Director of Exceptional Children, Ms. Lynn Hardison. Do I need to wait for him to?
Oh, you have a.
Let me wait just a second. Yeah, that way you can see it and we can all celebrate our imperfections.
Yeah,
right.
Beautiful color.
I did it just for you. Thank you. Okay, so we're on the next one, Mr. Silvera. Thank you. After the CTE month celebration, the Director of Exceptional Children, Ms. Lynn Hardison, reported on the processes used to facilitate services to children with exceptional needs as the district operates in person, hybrid, and remote instruction through the COVID-19 pandemic. Superintendent Dr. Megan Doyle presented an update on vaccinations for the 1,100 plus school employees who are currently signed up for and waiting for their vaccinations. The items we moved to consent agenda, Mr. Stacy Lee, Chief Officer of Systems and Operations, requested the board approve the service contract extension for Synovia Solutions. Synovia provides GPS for all buses, tracks attendance and times, provides engine diagnostics, and allows parents real-time information on their child's bus. Items forwarded for further review, Policy 2310, which is public participation at board meetings. That was sent through our board-approved process cycle for review. Benchmarking and recommendations for improvement will come from Cabinet in the months ahead. The board agreed to begin advertising for the Western seat of our representative on the Craven College Board, Craven Community College Board, currently held by Mr. Ronald Knight. We also agreed to recognize Mr. Knight at a future meeting for his faithful service as our representative over the past 28 years. Items approved for the board as action items. Dr. Wendy Miller, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, presented the board, and the board approved the 2021 Beginning Teacher Support Plan. The board approved Ms. Allison Morris to serve as the at-large representative of the Craven County Schools on the Craven Community College Board through 2023. Items move forward for tonight at our Thursday meeting, the approval of the Human Resources Report for February, Report 8, as presented by Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Dr. Wendy Miller. And then we'll go quickly, since we introduced Mr. Dove at the beginning of the meeting, the board vacancy district 4 process that we used. Also, on the afternoon of the work session, The vacant seat was advertised to the public. All the applications were reviewed and scored individually and separately by all board members. All candidates were interviewed and all questions were scored separately using the same rubric by all board members. The board then combined the rubric scores from both the applications and the interview questions. The board approved the candidate with the highest combined rubric score to fill the District 4 vacant seat. And so we once again welcome Mr. Victor Dove to the Craven County Board of Education representing District 4. And then we are back tonight.
Thank you, Vice Chair. And I would like to thank you for making this more interesting, this board summary. I think the public has, I appreciate you, the PDSA. And
That's what it's
you
all
came
about.
up with this new method of doing the summary, because I know it used to wear me out. And so we're thankful that you have that vision to change that.
Thank you.
And at this time, we will call for a 10-minute break. At this time, we call this meeting back to order. And at this time, I ask for a motion to approve the meeting minutes for the following meeting dates. January 19th, 2021, Board of Education work session meeting minutes. January 19th, 2021, Board of Education county hearing meeting minutes. And January 21st, 2021, Board of Education meeting minutes.
So moved.
I'm sorry.
It has been moved and second
Sorry.
that we approve the meeting minutes for those dates that were just called.
Yes.
Are you ready for the question? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same. Minutes approved. I'm going to ask a question. Are there any items to need to be removed from the consent agenda? We did need to remove the HR report from consent. And so we need to take action to vote on that at this time. So after you get a chance to look at it, but there have been some changes made.
Chairman, you probably want to do consent first and then HR report second and give Dr. Miller a chance to come in here. You might want to do the consent agenda first with the HR
Oh, there she
report
is.
removed
She's coming right now.
and then allow Dr. Miller to do the HR report.
So we have to approve their consent before we put the HR report up there?
That's what I recommend.
Okay. At this time, I'd like to get a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved and second that we approve the consent agenda. Are you ready for the question? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, the same. So the agenda is approved. And now we will hear about the HR report. Ms. Dr. Miller.
Earlier this week, I presented to the board the February 21 HR Report 8. There has been a change to the original report. I do have a few paper copies.
I do.
Yeah. If nobody else is, I'll take one because mine wouldn't open.
Okay.
And I'll give it back to you after.
And I'll give you a chance to review that. One of the dates on someone retiring at your recommendation. I spoke with the principal. He talked with the teacher and said, what can I do to get you to stay? And she told him and he honored that. So she'll be staying through the end of the year, which is a great thing because as you know, teachers leaving in the middle of the year is very difficult to replace those folks. And the kids have had a difficult year as it is. So we want to keep consistency as much as possible. So that I was happy to honor that change.
Strategy. Has everybody had a chance to see it? Okay. And at this time, I entertain a motion to approve the human resource report.
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved and second. I guess we need a vote. Do we need a roll call vote to approve this report? Y'all want a roll call vote? Do we need a roll call vote? All those in favor of approving this report as is, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same? Okay, human resource report is approved.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we call on am I fast?
You're there.
I'm good?
You're there.
We're going kind of quick. All right, Dr. Doyle, we would like to hear your report.
Good evening, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the board. I have not very much to report except for there's a great deal of activity happening with the North Carolina General Assembly. There are several bills, one that has been approved by the General Assembly and is at the governor's desk. And he has the opportunity now to decide whether he will sign either or consent to it by not signing or veto the bill. And it is related to return to school. As you know, Craven County Schools is operating on Plan A for our elementary schools and Plan B for our middle and high schools. So this bill really is aimed specifically at school systems that may not have been in school face-to-face yet. However, there are some provisions that would have some impact on our system. And so those provisions, we have been listening to some of the feedback from our local delegation, specifically Representative Tyson, and providing some feedback about those provisions that we've already put in place in order to be face-to-face. So there's again, a number of bills that are pending assembly action that are worth watching, and Ms. Flowers is sending that information to you all, so worthy of your attention. And that's all I have, Chairman.
Thank you. Do we want to, we do have a closed session. So do we want to go in closed session first and then come back and do our celebrations? Or do we want to do that now? I think I'd rather, me personally, I'd rather go in closed session first and then come back and close out the rest of it.
Good.
Okay? So I need to get a motion that we go in closed session.
I move to go into closed session in accordance with NCGS 153-31811 subsection A3 and A6 to consider personnel and to consult with our attorney.
Second.
Okay. So we have been moving second as we go into closed session to consult with our attorney. All right.
And
Care confidence, performance of personnel.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I only said the one word, so.
30 minutes.
We got to vote. We just have a motion and a second.
Oh, I thought that was it. So all those in favor, let's go in closed session at this time. Let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Ayes have it. We are in closed session.
Okay, we'll be shutting down the public portion of the meeting. We'll be back online in about 30 minutes to continue and close the meeting.
Thank you.